All right. Hello and welcome to this episode of Boomer and Degen. I'm your host, Biz, coming at you live with co-founder Andy. Uh, apologies. I know I'm a little bit late, but I was coming down from the United States. My daughter had a cheer competition, so the award ceremony took a little bit longer than it was supposed to, but it's all good. We're here today. We're here now. I know there was a lot of action over the weekend. Big news with Bybit. Unfortunately for myself, because I was so occupied over the weekend, I only read the headlines. If it wasn't for Victor posting it into the TRT server, I would have never known. And then also, I think Andy, you also mentioned it in the Crypto Hub HQ server. And so, dang, that's massive, massive, massive news. On top of that, it's not just a little bit we're talking about. We're talking about quite a bit. So, oh man, I don't know. So I'm assuming this has something to do with where the market's at right now. But you probably have to catch me up over the weekend because I was kind of like away from the scene here.
Okay. Yes, $1.5 billion of ETH, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna share a tweet, and I want to kind of enlighten you a little bit as to what went on.
Yeah.
And as because we've had a few days now, it happened on Friday, and well, I was asleep, but when I woke up by a bit, I think. But anyway, as you can see, market down, right? And simple as that. Doesn't stop us trading, as you'll see. But if I go to here, we have lost that trend line, and it's been trying to break down, be like beneath it, but at the moment it opened beneath it, and it's well beneath it, right? And if you go to the 15-minute chart, yeah, we're just like the market is not good.
Yeah.
So let's just dive straight into it. This is at 40, fear and greed index. This I'm beginning to lose faith in this one. Down at 31. But to be honest, if you go back to here and look at others, this is the day chart. Others are not looking good, right? The alts are not looking good. We are literally nowhere near alt season, like nowhere near. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, it's going up.
Yeah.
And it's coming down. And USDT, obviously, lots of people are like, if you look over the last N days here, like last 2 weeks, people have been effectively sat out of the market because they're just totally unsure of what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And so let's get into it, because what's that one? Oh, that's the Coinbro I told you to look at last time. So this one, okay. So Bybit have cold wallets.
Yeah.
They have warm wallets, and they have hot wallets. And the hot wallet, I believe, is what was used when you're trading and stuff like that, right? Warm wallets are kind of there ready to quickly transfer stuff in and out. And then there's cold wallets. And the cold wallets are handled by a service called Safe, which is a multi-sig wallet. And on Friday, they were doing what would be a standard transfer from their cold wallet to the warm wallet. And whereas the warm wallet and the hot wallets are handled by their internal tools, I believe. So they're probably either done by an internal website and go to some kind of back-end scripts, so they can't be ripped off. When they use Safe, they use a browser, right? So they go to the website to do this. So there were 4 signatories by the seams of it. And Ben, who's the CEO of Bybit, is the final signatory. So all 3 have done the signing. He then went to do his signing, and he signs with a wallet on his ledger. But what he was saying was that because when you're looking at the transaction before you click approve, it's just a lot of data. He didn't realize that the recipient address was not their warm wallet. It was some hacker's wallet. And he just clicked go. So the question is, and I don't have the true answer to this yet, is did the hacker somehow manage to hack Safe, right? So they were on a legitimate URL, or using a false URL that was made to look exactly like safe? That would be the obvious answer. So, it would be just a slightly different URL, and not one, not two, not three, not four people picked up on it.
Mm.
So it's hard to say, right? But that's what happened. If you read this, Bybit detected unauthorized activity involving one of our ETH cold wallets. The incident occurred when our ETH multi-sig cold wallet executed a transfer to our warm wallet. Unfortunately, this transaction was manipulated through a sophisticated attack that masked the signing interface, displaying the correct address while altering the underlying smart contract logic. As a result, the attacker was able to gain control of the affected ETH cold wallet. So, although let's say they had 5,000, it's a lot of ETH. But let's say they had 50,000 ETH in their cold wallet, and they were just transferring 10,000. What they actually gave them was control over the whole cold wallet, so they emptied it out. So it was worse than you think. They thought, they're risking, they're transferring N millions, and basically it took all 1.5 billion. So what they've had to do, rather than selling other assets that they've got in other wallets, because that would tank the price of other assets like Bitcoin, they've taken a loan, like a bridging loan from somewhere else, one of their partners, I think. They've got all the money, but that was the start of the problem for them, because obviously what happened the moment the news went live is that everybody that uses Bybit went in and started withdrawing. Like everything, not just ETH, but like get everything out, right?
Bank run.
And like proper bank run scenario. So they were saying, this is going to be honored, but it might take a few hours for your transfer to go through because we're having to do all kinds of internal transfers. We can't keep up with the volume of these transfers. So right now we're at a point where I've not been onto their. Let's go back to their Bybit official and see. We're close to 100% of our ETH reserves, and deposits and withdrawals are back to normal. Let's see. A coordinated effort led to the freezing of 42.89 million in just one day. So they've had people tracking the wallet address that received them, where it then sent them thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're stupid enough to send them to a central exchange, that wallet address will be flagged now.
Yeah.
And they'll instantly get stopped out. They'll get stopped. Bybit has already fully closed the ETH gap. New audited POR report will be published very soon. Since being hacked, Bybit has received 446,000 ETH through loans, whale deposits, and ETH purchases. So they've nearly closed the gap. So they've been helped out. Ran at Crypto Banter had Ben from Bybit on his stream earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the guy had not had much sleep for 3 days. And, he was explaining when he found out, he had like the pit of his stomach, he felt sick, But very quickly he said, I had to go into CEO mode and go, right, we know there's going to be a run on the exchange. We just know it, right? So step one is manage that. Step two is track down this bloody money. Step two is cover the loss. Step three is track down the money, right? And so I think, to be honest, they've not just pulled the plug, but they're trying to sort it out. And that bodes well, right? That bodes well when they're the second largest exchange behind Binance. So, I think they're doing a pretty good job, to be honest. So that was the news, and that once again sent the market into to be down. So you can see that on Friday, by the time we closed out, Bitcoin was up there, but the whole day we were, like down quite a few percent. We opened there and we ended up closing by 2% down on Bitcoin on that Friday. And since then, it's kind of not recovered. It had a little bit of a rally on Saturday, but tiny, and Saturdays are unpredictable anyway. So anyway, so there you go. Yet another bad day for crypto.
Man, wow. That's that's rough. That's rough. I mean, billion, dude. Oh my goodness.
1.5 billion.
Ooh. And
So I
on
mean,
top of
it's
that, we're also dealing with the what was the FTX um,
yeah,
as well. Their disbursements from the bankruptcy.
yeah, yeah. So I
Oh, it's
mean,
like
there's been a
at the
lot of
same
exchanges.
time. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but I think ultimately these hackers are going to have to be very clever how they get the money out.
Well, wasn't there
And
tornado cash? Wouldn't they be able to spin up something like that?
don't know, maybe they need to get it out to fiat at some point, right? Or out somewhere where no one can track it. And the problem about the blockchain is you can track every transaction onward. So there'll be people that have written tools. I've not written such a tool, but you better write a tool that goes, right, if this sends it to anywhere, you then monitor that one. If it sends it to anywhere, you monitor that one. If it sends it to 6, you monitor them all and find out where they end up, right? And so somebody will have written tools like that,
Yeah.
and that's so ultimately, as I said, they've already got back. Was it 46 million? They've blocked 46 million, but that's a drop in the ocean compared to 1.5 billion. But it'll all come out in the wash. But it just goes to show you that even though they're meant to be tech savvy, they run an exchange for heaven's sake. We should have all the protection known to man, and they use a multi-sig wallet. All 4 signers approved a transaction to a shitty address, and it's so it beggars belief, really, beggars belief. But again, complacency. You see, if they do this all the time, oh yeah, right, yeah, and it was nighttime apparently, like his 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. If it's just standard, all right, I got to get this out. I'm going out to the club tonight, or I've got families, whatever it is, right? You can easily get complacent. So, but yeah, so if it can happen to them, it means we have to be doubly, triply, quadruply careful, right? Whenever we're looking at stuff, because you can be hacked.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just can.
That's crazy. Oh
So,
man, doesn't that kind of worry you with these other exchanges? I mean, Bybit I thought was quite reputable. I mean,
well, I think they still are because they've not hidden away. They've been
yeah.
very transparent. They didn't. They said, "Look, we are the ones that have made this mistake. We didn't catch it."
Okay.
They've kind of they've not started blaming other people or running for the hills. They've stood up to be counted. It's there's a saying in life, right? It's not how you fall down; it's how you get up that you're judged by.
Yeah.
Everybody falls down in life, but how do you go like this and go, right, let's go? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do
Yeah.
you run for the hills or crawl into your bed and put the sheets over your head? And these guys haven't done that, so, well done them.
Mm-hmm.
Shit
That's true.
happens.
Getting out,
Shit.
you couldn't have picked a bigger platform to come on air as well. With Crypto
Yeah.
Banter.
Yes. I mean, they've got 1 million followers. So they were just getting it out there and he looked very tired.
I
I
bet.
felt for the guy,
Oh man.
that's one hell of a mistake.
Exactly.
Um, but I think Safe are actually helping them as well, right? They're trying to figure out, and I'm no doubt that the entire hacking process will be released once they've got to the bottom of it all.
Hmm.
They will tell us, so we'll find out how they did it. And as a software engineer, I'm keen to know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, it's kind of very interesting. So yes, now saying that, Biz, doesn't mean that we haven't had trades. If you go to, I've just finished one and I'm looking to do, well, because you were late, I decided to do a trade.
There you go.
Where's my Skywalker setups? So I had that one yesterday. I had this one on ENA at 40%, and I'm doing some now some Solidity work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a new dashboard for something. And so I decided to get out of this trade, and I took 40%, and then it shot up.
Whoa.
and I would have had 700. But again, I got 40% profit. Similar thing happened
That's good.
today.
That's good. Hey man, that's really good.
I I don't give a shit, Biz.
Yeah.
So
Oh
today,
well,
today
consistency is key, right? 30,
yeah.
30,
So
40.
yeah, we were talking about keto last week, right? So this is the 1 minute chart. So I got into this trade. I'd put this trend line, and it went up. I waited. It went down. I waited. It came up again, and then I got in.
Mm.
And then I moved my stop, and I realized actually that in fact I can show you this on the live chart. Keto. Let me go. No, it's still there. Let me go down to the 1 minute chart. What happened was, if I replay this, uh, I was in a good profit here. So I moved my stop loss down, but actually I made a slight error. If I'd have moved my stop loss just to the top of that fair value gap, that bearish one there, I wouldn't have been stopped out. And then when you play this, I got stopped out, and then it went down quite a bit more. So I'd have had about 108%. But again, it doesn't matter, right? This is now actually right back up to do a similar trade, right back up. And the only reason I'm not is because we're on the stream,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I've got this kind of resistance level. We've broken through this trend, but one would expect now that it would probably go back down to retest that trend line, right? I know it did almost here, but you'd expect it to go back down, possibly to say, I don't know, here. So maybe there's a 2.5% trade here in Cato. The one I'm waiting for, actually, and I've been waiting patiently for, and it's almost there,
Yeah, which one?
is BNT.
BNT.
So if I,
Okay. I
yeah,
remember that was
so
popping off last week. Remember it was doing like 40,
well,
50%.
look at this range. Some lovely trades you could have in BNT. Now, BNT is at the bottom of the range, and it's literally, if I kind of come here, it's almost going into my entry. And what I would expect it to do is to go in, ping this alert down here,
Hmm.
and then go up, retest, and go back up. So, depending on whether we're on the trade, I'll either get that or not. But that could be a very good trade. That could be a very good trade. So, so yeah, we've had lots of coins in that you can trade today. Coins are still rising. Zen, Bar, all of these are still rising faster than falling, even though Bitcoin is not doing well. There's still coins going their own way, which is very good. Particularly if they're, well, it depends which direction. It's been a good shorting day as well, right? Because Bitcoin has been kind of doing this nonsense, going down quite a bit, 1.5%. Well, 1.5% move in Bitcoin is like often 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% drop in many alts, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't touch the crazy memes now because they're too erratic.
It
And I
is
use
true.
fairly high. So I mean, I used, what was it? I've been using 30x leverage on these trades, as you can see here. So it's
Wow, good on you. You got some
yeah,
balls.
it's,
You sure you boomer?
it's about, yeah, I know, but it's about waiting for
Oh
those.
man, that looks nice.
Yeah, so I was waiting for that entry, right? So it went up, came
Yeah.
down. And people thinking, oh, you've missed it. Went up, came down, and I was like, I was always watching Bitcoin, and I was like, it seems to be counter trading a little bit. Went up and on, but all the time, 1 minute chart, lower
Mhm.
high, lower high, lower high, lower high.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, great, you're now. My stop loss was actually about where that resistance line is, just above it.
Hmm.
So I thought, once that's the case, and I was absolutely right to be confident to go in that I wouldn't get stopped out, because even though it went up at one point, then came down, that's where I was stopped out here. It only went back up almost to my entry, nowhere near my exit, my stop loss, right? So yes, it's kind of around there again. So we'll see. We'll see. I might take another look at that after the stream. But BNT is the one I'm interested in, and it's looking like it's going to pop off any minute.
Oh
So that's the
snap.
market. I've got nothing else to add. Bitcoin is, shit.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out because CGX just did their token launch, and there was a lot of FUD around their token launch. But seeing them listing this is a community gaming platform. They have like over 90,000 like players, and it mostly focuses on tournament and waging against other players. So it's like it's a prediction platform, yeah.
Oh, forecast, right?
Forecast,
Okay.
yeah. So it's good to see that. I mean, look, I heard a lot of FUD, so like to see it do this, and it looks quite positive right now, trending at least on the hourly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's my alert.
It's a utility token, so it's not your typical meme token. So
okay. So let's finish up because my trade is getting ready.
Okay, all right, cool. You know what? All right, cool. Cool. Well, you know what? I'll be more prepared. Obviously, tomorrow. I'll be actually, dude. I have to move tomorrow. All this. So tomorrow evening, I'll be probably at a different setup. Uh, I'll be spending most of my day tomorrow moving. So,
okay.
Let's probably
we either will or we will not do a stream tomorrow, depending on how knackered Biz is by the time we get to.
No, we're doing a stream. It's just how much weight am I gonna come in with, because I'm most likely not gonna be able to trade tomorrow, and this weekend was a write-off. So, okay. So yeah. But anyhow, you'll probably have to catch me up again tomorrow. But yeah, looking forward to that. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. If you guys haven't done so already, give us a follow. Like, subscribe, go on YouTube, all that jazz. That we greatly appreciate it. And if you guys are not in the server, join our server. You can get the link in our website. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the Discord link. And then if you did give us a follow, post that in our chat, and we'll follow up with it. If you are, we'll give you access to all the alerts, and you'll be doing what Andy is doing on the weekend, 40% when the market's down. What? Shout out to Andy. Cool. All right, guys. Stay safe. We'll speak soon. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Happy trading, everyone. Stay safe.